Hey, 20th of September, and we've just arrived at Chilling. So we've just had an hour and a half taxi ride from Leh, which was 3,000 rup. Could have seated 6, but yeah, we just got it to ourselves. There's a bridge here at Chilling. Used to come across on this cable behind us here, cable car across in this little basket, but these days, yeah, you can just walk straight across the bridge. So now we've got to walk about an hour and a half or 2 hours uphill to Skew, little town called Skew. Hopefully that's our accommodation for tonight. We'll see how we go. Oh yeah, we left Leh at 12 and now it's about 1:30, 20 to 2. Yeah, something like that. Pretty warm, t-shirt weather. So the first hour of the walk was pretty much uphill, but it was on a sealed road, like asphalt, bitumen, whatever you want to call it. And then it's quite steep actually, a bit of a pinch. It's hard to breathe, but then it's leveled out onto a dirt road. And we're about hour and 40, hour and 50 in from the bridge. Just went through Lower Skew, which you can stay there. There's a homestay and a campsite. We're pushing on a little bit further. There's a tea tent up ahead in main Skew, the main town of Skew. And then we'll assess, because maybe we'll go a bit further. There's another town, Sara. Because it's only like, it's 3 p.m, heaps of daylight left. And if we stop here, we're just going to sit around and do bugger all. There's nothing to do. And might as well walk and make tomorrow an easier day, because tomorrow is 20 k's all in one go otherwise. This is the little town of Skew. Quite a few nice little buildings, which yeah, we could opt to stay here, but no, I think we're going to move on. Oh, this little bit after Skew is nice and shady. It's like 3:30 now, and the sun's going to dip over the side of the mountain shortly. But yeah, the shade's nice because it's been pretty hot. Anyway, we're walking on. Hopefully it's 2.5 hours to Sara, the next stop. We met some little villagers walking their horse down the road, and that's what they said, 2.5. But we're fat foreigners, so maybe longer. So we've been walking for about an hour and a half after Skew. It's beautiful, mountainous. The sun's just about to set. I think this is a women's refuge, like a shelter where you can get juices and teas and things, but not at this time of day. It's about 4:30, something like that. Along on our way to Sara from Skew in Leh, Ladakh on the Markha Valley trek. Whew, it's quite high elevation, 12,000 feet or something like that where we are at the moment. Breathing a bit hard, but we're getting there. Well, that was a little bit disappointing. On our maps on our phone, which we're using Maps.me, which is a free mapping service, shows all this track, and it shows a guest house back there, 1/2 kilometre. We were thinking when we got there we'd call it a day, have something to eat, rest up. But there'd been a landslide and the whole guest house was gone, washed down into the river. So the next guest house, I think, is still an hour and a half away. It's now about 5 o'clock. Lucky I've got a head torch. From our TA days when we walk the length of New Zealand, we keep coming across these little grassy patches and think we could easily set up our tent there and spend the night. We didn't bring any camping gear, no tents, no sleeping bags, no sleeping mats, so we can't do that. But when you do, it's just so freeing, that free camp wherever you happen to end up at night, you know. But now we're having to walk another hour. So we made it to the little guest house homestay in Sara. 6 o'clock we got here, so it's pretty much 3 hours of walking directly from what was that other town, Skew. 3 hours of walking. I really struggled though. My lungs feel like they're full of liquid. It's I'm a bit fluey or something, I don't know. I've been coughing up a bit of phlegm, but yeah, even the little climbs here, very hard work. Robbie came through like a champion. She had no worries at all. And now we're in this little guest house which costs $1,500 a person, which is $30 per person, but that includes breakfast and dinner, and yeah, these little beds and all the blankets that you could ever want, thank goodness. Anyway, happy to be here. Okay, starting to feel a little bit better now. So we've been here for the best part of an hour. They brought us in a lovely cup of tea, like milky tea with sugar in it. And yeah, Robin and I drank a couple of them, and yeah, the old lady here, she's lovely. Can't speak a word of English, but yeah, she brought a box of biscuits in and was jamming them in me as well. Yeah, now we're just trying to figure out the water for tomorrow. So they've got filtered water here, no worries, at the homestay, but a bit hesitant because we don't want to get sick. So we got these chlorine tablets, and one tablet can do 20 litres of water. So just trying to do the maths, we need a third of a tablet to do 6.5 litres roughly. We need 6 litres tomorrow. So we've done that, and we've put it in a small bottle and then dissolved it. And then, yeah, like a third of a tablet we've dissolved, and then we're going to split that up into 6 different bottles and top them up with the filtered water. So mad scientist days. Anyway, hope it's going to work out. And we can smell the cooking. They're cooking some sort of curries, and I don't know what. It's going to be interesting. We never know what you're going to get for dinner. It's just whatever they decide to cook. So yeah, we're happy to eat anything. Anyway, happy to be here. I tell you, it's pretty nice. Dinner is paneer with these little momo dumplings and some sort of bok choy and peas and carrots. But yeah, paneer is like a soft cheese, those cubes that you can see. It's quite nice. And this is our wee little room that we slept in last night. It's got mattresses on the floor for maybe 5 people and a stack of blankets in the corner there. Had electricity at night time, and it was comfortable enough. The mattresses are a little bit thin, but yeah, no, we slept well. We were warm as toast. I started off with a couple of blankets and my long johns on and merino, but we really didn't need it. It was warm. Pretty good. Got sore hips because I'm getting old. Anyway, just about to have breakfast. Nice simple breakfast, milk tea, some lovely flatbreads that are still warm that the ladies made. And then yeah, just an assortment, peanut butter jam, cream cheese in a can there. And yeah, a bit of cake that she's made us. And there was a container of biscuits as well. Just nice, simple, wholesome, very simple property. This is like the lounge kitchen area. That's actually the pantry there behind that curtain. And there is like a little offering thing up in the corner there with some gifts. I don't know exactly what that's all about. The lady at the guest house, her name is Dolma. And yeah, she keeps spinning this little thing. It's a prayer wheel. And yeah, she's into the Dalai Lama. She's got this other little offering thing up the top here for the Dalai Lama. She's lovely. She speaks Ladakh, a tiny bit of English, but yeah, we just had a little conversation. 2 sons, 3 daughters, 1 donkey, and 1 dog named Lappy. And here's Robin making friends everywhere she goes. We're only sad that the donkey's gone, because last night there was a donkey here making that hee-haw noise. So Robin's got to put up with a little wee doggy named Lappy. Got an evacuated tube solar hot water system, but it's not plumbed in anywhere. You just pour a bucket into the funnel on the top, and it feeds out into this bucket on the ground, which we didn't actually notice last night because we got here, it was just about dark and we were exhausted. But they do have hot water. A little bit of damage control. They must have busted one of the evacuated tubes. Okay, so morning 2. We just left Dolma homestay. She's a lovely old lady, Dolma. I've got no idea how old she was, but yeah, she did a great job and made us lovely breakfast. And now we've got, I think, apparently 3 hours walk to Markha village, which is the capital of this whole valley. Apparently 25 houses, so pretty big. But yeah, there's just a barley field behind us there, which they would harvest all by hand. There's no machinery out here for it. And this little town that we just went through is just these couple couple of little buildings there. Not much else. Anyway, here we go. Oh, it's about 8:30 in the morning, I think. We've left. A few high voltage power lines on the ground. This is the village of Ladakh. They've got one of these solar ovens. You know, you flip it upside down and put your food in there, and it uses the sun's rays to cook your lunch or dinner. Some fields where they've harvested the grass or the barley, whatever it is. That's where we're going, that away. These amazing old slate inscriptions. These are all hand carved. I don't really know the history of it, but it's just on the side of the road on the track here, heading up to Markha. Robin said she's seen them a few times already, but this is my first. Quite amazing. I assume they're scriptures or prayers of some kind. Wow. Just walking on the road to Markha, and there's all these stones on the side of the road with these amazing inscriptions. I assume they're scriptures, some sort of prayers, or not exactly sure what, but they're pretty cool. Amazing. Hey Amanda, how you going? I was just thinking about you. We're doing this massive walk through the Himalayas in Ladakh. And yeah, we're at high elevation, but yeah, I'm struggling walking. But I was thinking about you with those bloody long legs of yours. You would charge through this joint. You would love it. Anyway, hope you're doing well. Hope your tennis elbow has all cleared up, and hope your new house is yeah, coming along. Maybe it's actually started. I think you've got plans in council, right? Anyway, all the best, mate. See ya. Cool. Well, that was a bit of a cock up. We're following the river, this creek along the valley, and then the map showed that the track sort of went up higher on a road, which is what we just walked the road. And now the road's meandering back down to the creek again. So we just climbed, I don't know, 100 metres in elevation for nothing really. Should have thought a bit more about it. Anyway, still beautiful. Blue sky, t-shirt weather. Mountains all around, just following this valley, the Markha Valley, all the way. I think we've got another hour or something to Markha, and it's only like 10:30, 11 in the morning, so we're way early. I'm not sure what we're going to do with the rest of the day yet. Maybe we'll find a nice spot to stop and we'll have a lunch, because we're carrying it with us. Before I scoffed it and but yeah, the Dolma homestay lady, she packed us a little lunch. But yeah, it's basically a slice of that, you know, plastic cheese, we call it, a hard-boiled egg, and a couple of little hard-boiled potatoes. And there's also like a popper, like a fruit juice popper, and a tiny chocolate bar as well. It's actually quite nice. But the plastic cheese, what's the go? Like, there's no refrigeration up here. Do you need to ever refrigerate it? Maybe it's got preservatives in it that make it last forever, right? Yeah. Almonds and cashews, perfect trail food. They cost 850 rupees a kilo here, which is $17, but that was in the real touristy strip. And the almonds have got a lot of potassium in them, which is really good for high altitude. So we just passed through the village of Markha, 12:30. We were going to stay there for the day and spend the night, but the next village we've calculated out it's about 4 hours, 4.5 hours walking. So we've decided to continue on. It's about 1,000 feet of climbing too, so I hope we don't regret it. But anyway, plenty of daylight, plenty of food, bit of water. See how we go.
Yeah, that won't be going in one of my movies.
Okay. Go. So after leaving the little village of Markha, we've walked about an hour. There's another stupa, and there's a couple of taxis here. We've just done like a walk through a riverbed, and we've come to the end of the riverbed, and that's where these taxis are. So you can actually drive from here. You could actually drive the whole length of this trek in a 4-wheel drive, no question, so far. We're about halfway from Markha to Hanka. Maybe halfway, maybe not quite. But we've come across a tea shop, and it's got this tarpaulin roof. It's like we're in sort of the African desert or something with the billowing wind and the sailcloth material. Anyway, we came across this cafe, and it's got cheesecake on the menu. And as soon as I saw it, I was like, well, Robin saw it actually, and was like, yeah. But they're sold out of cheesecake, but they do have coffee cake instead. So here we've gone for that, and some milk tea. And yeah, life's good. Walking is very dry and harsh, but yeah, it's nice. And we've still got 3 or 4 hours of daylight, and I think we're only a couple of hours at the most to Hanka. So that was a lovely little afternoon tea break. She made me a coffee cake. It's the tent in the background you can see there. We almost sat down in a ditch 10 minutes ago because I needed to have a break. And Robin said, oh, just push on to the next little town, see what it's like. Came around a corner and there it was. Our dream little cafe with coffee cake. Happy days. Now we're walking to Hunka. 2.5 hours. Should get us there about 5:30 tonight. Lady at the tea shop said she does it in 1 hour and 50. We're going to do it in 2.5 hours. Oh, that was an awesome little stop. So that little cafe was somewhere like halfway between Markha and Hunka. And yeah, when we saw the sign outside saying cheesecake, coffee cake, yeah, righto. Coffee cake was just really stacked up, little biscuits with icing, but it was still really nice with a nice cup of sweet milk tea. We could have easily stayed there because I had the homestay, same deal as everywhere else. But yeah, for 2 hours of walking time, I figured it was just better to keep going to Hunka because tomorrow we've got to climb 4 hours up at elevation. So we didn't want to add that on to today's times as well. I was just looking at the map and the name of that little town where the cheesecake was Umlong. So yeah, possible future reference. So the maps are telling us we're only 20 minutes. We've just got this horrible pass. This is really quite steep, we've got to go up. But we just had a bit of a wash in the creek. Got rid of all the sweat. Freezing cold though, my hands are actually sore from dipping the flannel or the face washer into the water. And when I use the cold water to wash the top of my head, I get a brain freeze, a headache. So yeah. Anyway, got to go up this hill now. Over this hill is Hunka, where we're staying for the night, hopefully. My maps are showing it's 400 meters to go to Hunka. But it looks like about 400 meters up there to that old ruined castle. If it is, we're gonna die. Or it could be just over the top of these stupas here in this little cleft of the valley. Let's hope it's that way. And this is the little town of Hunka. And check out that mountain with the snow on the top. It's an amazing valley. And yeah, luckily the township is in the valley section, not up the top there. Check out that thing, that's amazing. How did they build that up there? It's like a ruined old castle. Wow. So we're in our little hotel room in Hunka, and it's just a real small little town obviously with a few guest houses in here. And there's a real old man who sort of tried to direct us into his guest house, and we're a bit like, I don't know if you're going to be able to cook very well, and it looked dark and dingy. Anyway, we walked over the other side of this little ravine to another really nice, shiny looking guest house, but yeah, they said they're all full. There's like 10 people in there. But we came back to the first place thinking, oh, well, we'll have to go with the old dude. But yeah, we came down to another guest house, and initially the people staying here said, no, it's all full. We got told we're full, there's 5 of us jammed into a room for 4 and stuff. But when we asked the landlady, she said, yep, come in, and pretty much gave us the honeymoon suite. Double bed, all to ourselves. So we got lucky. Not sure what dinner is, but I can smell food cooking. And And this is our guest house last night. Lovely sunflowers. Lovely beautiful girlfriend. But yeah, it's quite nice. Really nice breakfast, which we used up a cucumber and a couple of tomatoes, which was very good news. Less weight. And here we go, going uphill. 4 or 5 hours hiking today, apparently. Go. Oh. So we're just leaving our awesome guest house in Markha, which worked out really good. There's a nice bunch of people, a heap of Israelis staying there. And when we first arrived in town, we were told everything was full. We wouldn't get a bed, but it worked out just fine. Got a bed. We've actually got our own double bedroom like the honeymoon suite. So yeah, it's not too bad at all. Nice little town. Anyway, it's all uphill, 4 or 5 hours today. See how we go.
Yeah, the whole one to yourself. Okay.
Making friends wherever she goes. Oh, this one's a Jesus donkey. It's got the cross on its back. Pretty sure that's what they're called, or a Jerusalem donkey? Oh, something like that.
Hey, don't grab me, guys. Pushy. No.
I haven't got any, mate. I got no food for you. We should have brought the bread rolls too. Damn.
Is someone on my camera?
So we're just walking out of Markha, and we'd been carrying like a kilo of apples that were all soft and mushy, and yeah, Robin's just fed all of the donkeys. And now they're following us. We could put our backpacks on them if we wanted to and ride them up the valley. Make it heaps easier. They're beautiful donkeys. I wish I'd kept all the bread rolls. I had like a dozen bread rolls and I just left them at the last guest house thinking we're not going to eat these. And we could have fed them to the donkeys. Damn. Yep. All right, it's about 9:30, so we've been walking for an hour up this valley. It's quite pretty, but it's constant uphill, so yeah, short of breath. Okay. This track is really cool. After Markha, it's the most beautiful. Before Markha, it's all four-wheel drive road, so you could easily drive a car through there. You could ride a bicycle if you wanted to. But after Markha, it's like a goat track basically, which is a lot nicer to walk on. It's beautiful. A little bit more challenging though, but yeah, really nice, beautiful.
Everywhere she goes, making friends everywhere she goes.
We just stopped for a cup of coffee with some lovely Israeli people we'd met, and yeah, they have got a little burner, and they brought some coffee from Israel with them, and some dates from Israel as well. Best dates I've ever eaten. Delicious. And we just got to the top of a rise, and I can just get my breath back again now. How on earth have they balanced that love heart shaped rock on that other one? That's amazing. With all the weather that they get up here, how can that be so? Wow, I've never been so glad to see a campsite. We're up quite high now, and I've really struggled for the last hour, maybe two. The climb was like, it really exhausted me. I'm knackered. I've never experienced anything like it, and I have walked a bit in the past. My brain feels a bit doughy, not really thinking straight. Robin's charging ahead. She's doing really good. She's a very powerful walker uphill. She's smashing me all over the park at the moment, so I'm glad. Got a bit of a headache from the elevation, and I've been drinking as much as I can, but still really feeling it. These prairies beside me and behind me, there's all these little marmots, like big guinea pig type things, and they're all darting around the place, but there's no way I could film them. Anyway, I'll do a bit of footage of the camp up ahead. Right up in the distance you can see little white and blue tents. That's our destination for tonight. So I just had a look at my maps online. We're currently at 15,400 feet. From my old flying days, anything over 10,000 feet, you needed oxygen, right? So yeah, we're up there. More of a worry though is that tomorrow we have to go to 17,100 feet over this pass. So I'm not particularly looking forward to that. But we should acclimatise now. We've got all afternoon to drink a cup of tea and have something to eat. See that mountain in the background there? That's pretty cool. That's a high mountain with snow on it. No way I'm going up there. Here we go. So Nimmerling, 15,400. Next day, tomorrow, we're going over the pass. Kummerling La or something, I don't know. But it's 17,100. And I can't breathe and talk at the same time. A bit cold. So now we're heading up to Kongru La, which is the pass, yeah? 17,100 feet. This is Nimmerling, the little township, which is just tents really, 15,400. I had the worst night's sleep of my life, not to be dramatic, but yeah, up until maybe 2:30 in the morning, I couldn't breathe. I was just like, every time I started to drift off, I would have no air in my lungs and I'd take big gasps, a bit like I am now because we're still at high elevation. Anyway, elevation and me don't agree, I don't think. Robin didn't sleep either, but anyway, here we go. We've got an hour and a half or 2 hours to Komaling La, was it? The pass, yeah, 17,100. Whew. This is real time. Very, very slow. There's no bloody air up here.
In the distance, you can see the pass, the saddle, which is good. You can see a snaking trail. This is the top. I think I'm about to die. I'm going straight down. Much better going down than up. Wow, that was one of the hardest things I've ever done. 17,100. Kamlung La or something. Without any oxygen, without any Diamox tablets. And I think I'm just still chasing the end of this flu thing. But yeah, over the ridge now, heading down. It almost feels like every step there's more oxygen. Robin's still at the top. She's a machine. I don't know how she just zipped up there. Beautiful spot. Alright, let's get down the hill. We're sharing a taxi with some people. I think we've still got about 3 hours walk though, but it's downhill. Thank God. Okay, so this is the descent. It's switchbacks, gravel for as far as the eye can see. It just keeps going down, 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 down. How's this scenery though? This is amazing. I've been coming downhill for about 10 minutes. Oh, I feel so much better already. Robin's up behind me somewhere, up there.
Can you breathe again?
Yep.
Very small horns.
Check those that Ladakh bamboo spot.
Last 3 or 4 Ks we've descended a fair bit. It's getting a lot easier to breathe. And we've been following this creek bed all the way down this massive gorge. It's really pretty, it's nice. I think we've still got another hour or so of walking to do before we get to Chokdo, which is where we're going to get our taxi from. Look at her, she's a machine. She's running up here. And we're coming into the final part of our walk, Chok Do, I believe it's called. And yeah, these nice Israeli people we've met, they've got a taxi organised from there. So we're going to hop on board with them, hopefully. We've got maybe 10 or 15 minutes to go. It's been a good walk. Elevation's back down to, I don't know, 12,000 feet now, so it's a lot more comfortable as well. Happy days. Okay, so this is a bit of a roundup for our Markha Valley trek. We got back yesterday afternoon, got a share taxi with some lovely Israelis. Back in Leh now at our same guest house we stayed at before, Babu Guest House, which is really nice. It's like $20 a night, but it's really comfortable. Anyway, got up this morning, really good night's sleep. Got to bed like 7:30 last night after a nice Tibetan meal downtown here. Tibetan food's unreal. Anyway, yeah, today just got my hair cut, having an easy one. And yeah, we've got another 3 days before we head off to Nepal. So just really hanging out, having a nice time. Scenery is spectacular here. This is a rooftop. And yeah, we've just asked, we're allowed to use his washing machine. So we're going to do a load of washing. Boring, everyday, humdrum sort of stuff that you do. Anyway, life's good. Hope everyone's doing well out there. See ya.